Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of the HermitPack. And guess what? I've done a little bit of work. I have cleared out the vast majority of my base. I think this stuff I'm going to leave here for now, just because I don't want to move my whole power generation system. I don't really have a place to put it. But I have spent some major time between episodes picking out a perfect location for a base and installing a few more of these dialing devices kind of in key points throughout the server. So if we click on this dialing device, we now actually have a mining mesa that we can go to. And boop, look at that. So now all the hermits have access to all of this hardened clay, which is pretty useful for building and also for some of there's actually some pretty cool building blocks that Quark adds that require hardened clay as well. Actually, here, let me show you. You get 4 of these, and then that gives you hardened clay tiles, and you can make them any color, and they actually look pretty good. I think they make a very good roof texture. In fact, this might be what Etho is using on his base. He might be using purple ones of these. I'm not sure. But either way, so that's available. And then, let's actually go back to the spawn village directly, just because I don't want to mess this one up for hermits who don't know how to use this thing properly. And then let's go to here. My future, it's not my base yet. There's really not much here at the moment. We're just in a little NPC village, but this is the future site of my base. Well, kind of. Not this exact spot right here. This is just kind of where I'm setting up temporarily because there's houses and it gives me places to store stuff. But I think what I'm going to do, I talked a little bit about how I want to kind of do like a techno-mage sort of thing, and there's this beautiful spot right here that I think would be awesome for like a tower. So we get kind of like a central island, right? Like around here. And then we'll probably make some bridges kind of coming off to the land, like 3 of them. And maybe we bring this ring around a bit as well. So there'll definitely be some terraforming and stuff like that involved. But I think when it's all said and done, it's going to look absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, I need a lot of sand. I need like a ridiculous amount of sand, way more than I am willing to just mine by hand. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up a cobblestone generator. And I have an idea for what would I think should be a pretty simple one if this goes as I think it will. I've never actually used 2 of the components in this, so I'm not sure if they will work as I think they will, but I guess we'll find out. So the first thing we're going to need is this guy, the block breaker from Actually Additions, and it basically just requires, it's super, super easy to make. It's basically just a redstone torch. Do I have any sticks in here? Nope. No sticks. Okay, well, easy fix. Let's just make some. Look at that. Problem solved. Some iron. And then some cobblestone. Here's my crafting bench. There it is. So, first and foremost, let's make that. Put that there. And there we go. That gives us the block breaker. Now, I don't know if we put this guy down right here. It doesn't seem like it requires any sort of power, so that's good. Let's just get some cobblestone. Okay, and it just breaks it. So it doesn't look like it outputs it anywhere. It looks like all it does is break the thing. Let's build this up a little bit. I was kind of expecting it to bring the block in, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, it just breaks it. Okay, so let's actually take off let's get rid of our ring of magnetization for the minute. Okay, but that will work. That will break the block, so that's good. I'm going to need a way, though, to suck it back up. Let's also try this guy, the auto breaker. I think this one actually requires power, though. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I need some cobble. I need... Ooh. Oh, nope, I've got some right here. Cool. Awesome. One of those, and then a basic coil, which is 1 black quartz. Surrounded by 5 of those. There we go. Okay, let's try this one as well. I'm pretty sure that this one requires power, though. Oh, it doesn't. And that one looks like it sucks it up into the inventory. So I think actually this will be a much better solution. Let's put this up on top of a thing because I need to see if this... Oh. I need to see if it outputs anywhere. I'm not sure if it does or not. Let's do this. 1, boop, boop. And then here. Put that guy there. Okay. And you can right-click it, so that's good. So if I put that right here, it breaks it and sucks it into the inventory. Okay, so then if I grab some item conduits and I'll just grab a chest, will these work? If I put that here and run them down into a chest like right here, make that insert, make that extract always, will this work? Okay, so we should see 5. Oh, it totally works. Oh, this is going to be... This will totally work, and this will actually work very, very well. So, here's what we can do. First of all, we need to find kind of a safe spot to put it, because there's lava involved, and I don't want to burn all the things down. Let's see. I also want to take this thing. Oop. I also want to take this guy with me. So let's grab... There's a pretty nifty... Here we go. These chest transporters are basically like dollies from Java. Some of you may remember Java from 1.7.10. They function in very much the same way. And they work quite well. You can also use them to pick up mob spawners, and at least I think you can. So very, very useful little mod there. But let's see. So we've got our thing for cobblestone. We've got this. I've got water and lava in here. What was the other thing? Oh, yes. The thing that's going to make it an awesome cobble gen. We want to make a torturino. You guys have been telling me to use this mod forever and ever and ever, and I want to use it, but in very small quantities, because I feel like greatly increasing the tick speed on a server probably causes lots of lag if you do it too much. So I'm only going to use it essentially when I'm around. But let's see here. I need 4 redstone clocks, it looks like. Or 4 vanilla clocks, or whatever you want to call them. And then just a regular torch. Torch. Torturino. There we go. Look at that. And then we got the compressed and the double compressed and some of this other kind of stuff. But this thing should basically make this go a little bit crazy. So if we come over here and let's just clear... Sure, this'll do. Let's just clear out a spot like so. And let's just get rid of a bunch of this grass and stuff like that. Who knows, maybe I'll find some stuff from roots. That's going to be a mod we're going to want to get into eventually as well. Kind of a magic it basically is a magic mod. It does some pretty cool stuff. I like the way it looks a lot. I haven't actually ever played around with it though, so that's going to be something fun once we get to it. But that's down the road. Okay. So let's just kind of clear this out. And this is going to look super ugly, but we'll clean it up later once we actually have a better place to put it. And let's just go, and I suppose we can use dirt. So let's just make like a little spot here. Like so. So the water's going to sit up here and flow down. The lava will sit up here. No. Look at me not knowing how to make a basic cobble gen. What's wrong with me? There we go. We'll do that. And then, so lava goes here, water goes here, and then this guy right here will end up being our block breaker. Although I really should probably make this out of cobblestone. Otherwise, it's just going to be bad. If a creeper comes by and happens to blow this whole thing up. That would be terrible. So, change of plans. Let's make it out of cobblestone instead. Get rid of the dirt. And let's just grab a stack of cobble. Is my inventory completely full? It is. Of course it is. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Block breaker's going to go here. On top of this. This is going to be a conduit set to insert. And this guy here will be the block breaker. And then we need to come down here. I need to make sure all of this is cobble as well. And we need to make sure that this is set to always. And we'll just kind of do that. There we go. And this should now do the trick. Put that down there. My phone is going off. The professionalism is real. Okay. Here, lava there. Yeah, okay. Okay. I think that should work. I'm pretty sure this will work. Okay, so let's go and put our lava here. And our water here. That's not working. Okay. You know what? I'm wrong. I'm very wrong. I need to extend this whole thing so that this comes over one more. Like that. Now the water will stop here, and the lava yeah, right? And that's working, and then this thing should increase. Now that's all right. It's decent. It's kind of fast, but we're going to put a Torturino on here. And we'll make the radius, 5x5 should do. And then we'll shift right click to make it a 400% increase. Radius plus 2, radius plus 3. Now why is this not? It doesn't seem like it's going faster. Seven by... Okay. Like, I feel like that should be much faster than it's going. Why is this not working? Let's maybe put it here. Let's maybe put it down here. I don't know why that's not working. Oh, no. I'm not sure why this isn't working. I mean, this cobblestone generator will certainly work. Don't get me wrong. It's just going to keep generating cobble. But I feel like this should be significantly faster. Unless... Let me see if I can get this figured out. I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, guys, I'm back. It seems to work with these crops. Like if I put it here and change this to 400% increase and then hit the radius. Like it seems to work, but it seems like it's only working for... I mean, it seems like it's only working on, like, the same level. Like, I don't know why it's not working for this. I mean, I can see that the Torturino itself does work, but you'd think this would be something that would have the tick speed increased. But apparently not. So, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work with flowing lava or something? Which is very surprising to me, because I thought this thing worked on pretty much everything in the game. And I could have sworn that almost all vanilla mechanics were affected by tick speed. Like the rate at which water flows and the rate at which lava flows and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Either way, we've got ourselves a cobble generator. It's not going to be absolutely incredibly amazing like I was hoping. But it's still not bad. It's something at least. So, let me get a few things together. As I said, I am going to need a massive quantity of sand. So, what we're going to do... Oh, my cobble's all over there. That's okay. So what we will do is we can actually mass produce sand relatively easily. It's not super hard to do. Let's put this stuff away. And you go in here. Wood. Stuff like that. You go over here, and you. Those go in here. That one and that one. And we'll put our Torturino into here. And that into there as well. So, anyway, as I was saying, we can mass produce sand. Basically, all we need to do is come over to our cobble generator and load up on cobblestone. Like so. Put that all in here. There we go. That should be enough to start with. Although, is there anything in here? A few things. I think we'll probably load that one up too. Let me get my stuff together and I'll meet you where we gotta go. Alright guys, I am back. So I grabbed a whole bunch of cobble, and pretty much all we should have to do is put this into this crushing factory, which should chew through it pretty quickly. You can see that'll go through like 7 stacks of cobble. And it will chew through this whole amount pretty quick. And then, once that's all done, and we've got that going, then we can take the gravel that it spits out, and we can put the gravel in here, and it will mass produce sand, which unfortunately is turning into glass. Okay. None. Let's turn that off. But basically, that will then give us a ton of sand. So that is kind of my plan here, to make use of these machines to essentially mass produce sand. Although, actually, you know, gravel would totally work too, now that I actually think about it. I mean, all I really need is that falling block property. So, nah, we'll go for sand. It'll look better. It'll take a bit longer, but it will look better when it's all said and done. So, let me get this going, and I'll be back with you in a little bit. All right, guys, I am back, and I have been working on this. This actually took a really long time. And I think I'm going to need considerably more sand than I initially thought, because this went through about half of one of those full bags of sand, just making this outer perimeter, and I basically want to fill in this entire area. But this is basically going to be the area that our tower will sit on, and it is it's basically a perfect circle at the moment. It's not going to be a perfect circle once it's all done. I'm going to have to add a bunch to make it look a lot more natural. But I want to get the circle shape. And then I want to say it's a 45 block diameter. So it's pretty good sized. It's a pretty big circle. And I think it will be big enough for our tower. Then we'll have like bridges that kind of lead out to it. And I might actually put like a wall around it as well. We'll have to see. I do want to go ahead and get rid of this cobblestone guide block structure thing that I made. I find that whenever you're building circles, if you're doing it by hand, it's best to kind of... Oh, I'm stuck in a thing. I find it's best... What the... I don't know... That was weird. Ghost block, I'm guessing. Either way, I find it's much easier to build kind of a plus in the middle to help you mark everything out, and it just makes it a lot easier to figure out where everything is going to go. But we've got this big circle now. Now, filling it in is going to take a really long time, but not nearly as long as it would if I didn't have this builder's wand right here. So, just to kind of put this into perspective, let's load up on sand, and then we can take our builder's wand, and you can see... What? Oh, wait. Hold on. Let's see. Shift? How do I change the wand? Mode? Maybe? Let me figure this out. 1 second. All right, there we go. I think I got it figured out. So now, yeah, look at that. See how much faster that's going to go? Way faster now. Because now I can basically just do this and get it all in place at once. And all of our sand is already used. So yeah, we're going to go through a kind of ridiculous amount of sand in this project. There it goes. Oh, man. Okay. But anyway, you can see filling this in will actually not take very long. The part that's going to take forever is going to be the part where essentially we have to make way more sand than what I've got right now. Because, I mean, I came here and started this with about two full bags of sand, I want to say. Something like that. And, you know, I mean, to be fair, we got some major sand work done, for sure. But this is just not going to do it. I mean, we're going to need, we filled in maybe what, a quarter of this? Something like that. So yeah, we're going to need way more sand than what we've got here. All right, guys, I am back and it's done. The whole cylinder is filled in with sand all the way down to the very bottom, completely and totally full. That took a really long time. That took probably about 3 or 4 hours altogether between gathering the sand, laying out the circle, the whole thing. That took way, way longer than I had anticipated, which means I don't actually have a whole lot of time left for this episode, even though it seems like we haven't really accomplished much. What I do want to do, though, is I want to lay out a bit of a block palette for this this tower that we're going to be working on. I also want to get all of the sand and get it out of my inventory. There we go. So I think for this tower, I'm kind of envisioning something that is very dark. Let's maybe grab some of this as well. I'm really kind of envisioning something almost kind of dark and evil. Maybe we'll grab a little bit of acacia. I haven't decided what I want to do here. I'm just kind of playing around with some ideas in my head. Okay. So those are all good. I believe iron blocks actually. Oh, that's tin. If I remember correctly, iron blocks actually have some very cool chiseled textures that we'll look into. Oh, and I should probably grab some glass. And then I would like some red dye. Do I have bone meal in here? Yes, good. Let's get ourselves a bit of red dye here. Because I'm wanting this to be like black and red, which I think would be really cool. And there's this mod called, I believe it's called flat colored blocks or something like that. It's basically kind of a mod that was made to go along with chisels and bits, which is also something we're going to be using quite a lot of in this build, I think. But basically, it just adds a ton of blocks. So if you have glass or cobble or I think it's smooth stone in your inventory, and you right-click this, and then you have some dye, you get all of these different options. There's just tons of them. And I think that some of these would be very good to maybe use as glass in the tower. I think that would be pretty cool. You can also see we've now got, now that I have cobblestone in here, so that must mean that regular stone is not an option. Maybe it's clay? I don't know. Either way, now we've got all these other red blocks too, and we can use these for chisels and bits to get like really kind of super detailed things, micro block type things. What I'm kind of envisioning here is like basically like a wizard's tower that's got like technology kind of all over the place. So we'll have like wires and little bits of like, what's kind of a good example? Actually, if we look at chisel, I might be able to give you kind of an idea of what I'm thinking. There's some blocks in here. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe those were from... There's like the Futura. Yeah. Kind of looks like the Emmy controller. Sort of. Kind of like that is what I'm envisioning. Or like the... what's the name of that mod? Refined Storage? Excuse me. Or like the... this one as well. There's some different stuff here. Actually, let's make one of these Futura blocks real quick. They're pretty cheap, so I can just kind of show you what I'm talking about here. We go like this. Grab one piece of redstone. And let's just make a couple of those real quick. There we go. So this, if we get out our chisel, which is right here, I'm thinking something similar to this. Like you can see we've got kind of all these lines sort of running throughout it that are different, very bright colors. And what I'm kind of envisioning is something like that for this tower. So let's actually head over there and let's see what we can come up with as far as kind of a block palette goes. Yeah, that's actually not bad at all. And then down here, perhaps we could do the darker dark oak. Ooh, I like that. Although, and actually, if we do it here, I mean, I prefer that dark oak, but it has to go on the lower half of the block. On the other hand, right here, it is on the lower half of the block, and I think it looks good. We could even kind of work a couple in like that. Ooh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. And then maybe, wrong thingy. This thingy. Then maybe we go, I need something very bright. Something like that, perhaps. We put that down. Let's put all of this stuff away. And then I need my diamond chisel and a bit bag. I think it's... There we go. And then we could look at doing something. Oh man, that's so tedious. I mean, I know I can copy these once I've made them, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But we could get kind of these real thin micro blocks kind of coming up, and then, you know, kind of do sort of these like technological looking, you know, like I don't want to call them like magic lines, because they're, but the idea, I mean, as I said, I want this to be kind of like this, basically like a techno-mage tower sort of thing. So it's going to be, and that's going to be very, very challenging to do. But just kind of as an example of some of the things that we would have the capability to do here, should we decide to go this route. I mean, you can see the amount of detail that we'd be able to put in. Now, doing something like this super repeatedly would get unbelievably tedious. But, with that said, you can make copies of pretty much all this stuff, and it wouldn't be that hard to do. And I think you can kind of get the idea here of what we'd be going for, is something real simple like that, that's just, well, I say simple, it's not that simple, it's kind of complicated. But something along these lines, where we'd have these kind of lines going up. I probably went a little bit overboard on this one, I wouldn't want this many, but they would basically cover portions of the tower and kind of outstretch, and then we'd have actual like conduits and cables and machinery, and there'd be a blood magic altar, I think, on the very, very top of the tower, and like all sorts of crazy things. I think it's going to be really cool. And chisels and bits is going to be very, very important for making this happen. I thought I was online. Can I? Aha! Oh no! How do I put? No! What did I do? Ah! This is the problem with chisels and bits. Once you break it, I have no idea how to put it back. Let's see. We'll go here. And plane. No. There we go. We want it to go this way. Can we... There. So now this thing, it should be back to a whole... Yeah, now it's back to a full block. But anyway, I think you guys get the idea, and unfortunately I am out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.